welcome to Knit in the City. Rebecca here, Malma there. Today I'm back with a regular episode and I will start by talking about what I've been doing. And then I will also give you an update on the Fix Your Knits month and let you know how that went. But let's start with the only finished object of this month, which is the Storm Sweater by Petiteknit. And I have knit this in drops Lima. This is the back. And this is a very simple design. It's only knits and pearls. And it also went by rather quickly because there is so much variation. You just wanted to finish one section to get to the next one. And I haven't sewn in all the ends, as you can see, but all of the knitting is done. And I do have a knit night tonight, so it will happen then. I was first planning to wear this on camera, but it was way too hot, so I decided not to. Can't say that I've had any problems knitting this, but something really great happened actually, because if you've seen any episodes before, you might have heard how I feel about the tubular bind off. So yeah, I just found out how to make this happen, and it was just a fluke. Because Petiteknit had a video on her webpage where they went through the whole thing. And I've watched videos on this multiple times and I never got it. But the woman here, she said that this is just like Kitchener stitch. And then I'm like, ooh, then the coin dropped. Because, I mean, Kitchener stitch, I know. I always do top-down socks, so there's always Kitchener stitch at the toe. And, I mean, after that, easy breezy. I just, like, cracked the code, only from her saying that. But yeah, I haven't sewn in the ends, so I have not been wearing this yet. And actually, I mean, I can still get wear out of it, but you can feel spring in the air at this time. There's no sun out, but it's getting warmer, and there have been a few days where we've had glimpses of sun. So and also the day has become a lot longer. That was the only finished object. I have been working rather monogamously on some other things, so I don't have a lot to show you. But the next thing is the Kerr sweater by Rebecca Clow. And I am knitting this in Klippans Tvåtrådiga, which is a 2-ply pure wool. And I think I have shown you this body before. I haven't done a lot. I started the sleeve here. And then this whole pattern is repeating on the sleeve. I did make a mistake. I mean, I think I knit like this much of the pattern, and then when I looked at it, I saw that it was no pattern. So, don't know what, but something went wrong. So I had to rip it out and start over, and that's why it looks like I haven't done much on this. But yeah. I just feel like I have a few sweaters in the pipeline now, so this is a good feeling. Only that it's just sleeves left, and sleeves are not my favorite thing to knit. Next one is the Porcelain sweater. And I don't remember how far I had come when I last showed you. I don't think I had finished the body. I have now. and I have to tell you, something really annoying happened. You start with the back, then you do the front, and then you put them together to work in the round. But I hadn't noticed that there were two ways of doing this. Either you can start at the back, pick up stitches and do the front, or you can start at the back and do the front separately, which is what I did. And the only reason I did that was that I missed the fact that you could pick up stitches. And because of this, I had to sew the shoulder seams together. And I mean, you do decrease, so it's an uneven seam. And I am a bad sewist, which means, I mean, this really looks like shit. I tried to do it with a mattress stitch, like it said in the pattern, but that looked even worse. So I just, yeah. Well, my hair is gonna cover it. Another thing about this, I don't know, I haven't checked my gauge, so it could be off, but probably not this much, because the thing is, the sweater was supposed to stop here. Like you make this one, and then 1 centimeter, and then the hem. But then that would have been a very cropped sweater, and that's not what it looks like in the picture. So I did this one again, and I had to adjust a little bit because this is written for back and forth knitting, but it wasn't too hard. And then I did the tubular bind off again, and it worked again. It's like, now it works every time. I'm so happy. And I also started the first sleeve, and I'm done with the pattern here. This one I am knitting in Drops Fabel and Drops Kid Silk. And the next one is also a sweater, but this one is not for me. This is for my oldest daughter. I already knit one for my youngest. And this is from a magazine that my mother has. She found this pattern. She asked me to buy the yarn, and then she was going to knit this for her grandchildren. But then when she started, she was like, I don't think this is going to work. Do you think you can knit them? She paid for the yarn, and then it's still from me. And I'm like, sure, no problem. I don't know, this is like 1.5 years ago. Little sister got hers like half a year later, or maybe 1 year later. I don't know. It's a long time ago. This is, I was actually knitting it for her older sister, but it came out too small. So now I had to adjust the pattern, because it was the biggest size, because this is a child sweater. And she's 13, so. And this is really boring. I mean, it is size 7mm needles, so they're big needles. But I don't know, it's just really slow anyway. The yarn is lovely. This is Viking Alpaca Bracey. It's like a blow yarn, so it's really soft. It does pill a bit, I have noticed, on little sister's sweater. But yeah, this is like a spring sweater. I mean, it is pretty hot, but that's the way it was presented in the magazine. But yeah, I don't think it's gonna be ready for spring. Because after I've done the body, which I actually enjoyed the first time, not so much now, I have to do both of the sleeves, and I totally didn't enjoy that the first time. So yeah, and also now I need a color, this apricot pink one, and I don't have any balls of that in here, so I have to start searching for it. So this has come to a halt anyway. And that is actually everything that I have been knitting on this month. So I'm feeling like this feels really unusual. So I guess this is going to be quite a short episode. But I will also update you on the Fix Your Knits month that I initiated. And it hasn't been going too well, I'm sad to say. But one thing that I got done was my polo sweater by Kaitlin Barthold. This is knit in Stay by Merino. And this is a yarn blend with wool and alpaca, which makes it super hot. So it's a good thing that it has an opening here. The thing I was going to fix here was that I had bound off with an Icelandic bind off, and it looked very bad. And what I also did when I unraveled, it's not easy to unravel an Icelandic bind off. Word of warning. But when I had unraveled it, I just felt like the collar was a bit short, so it didn't fold properly. So I knit like 3 extra centimeters before I did a tubular bind off, and look at this. I mean, I'm so happy about this, that I'm finally mastering this. Oh, master is like a big word, but I can finally do it and it doesn't look like shit, is what I wanted to say. But yeah. And this has not been blocked, and it does need to, because this just folds inwards. So that is the next step. Then I also found more things to fix that I didn't know I had to fix from the beginning, because I found my Trouville and I saw that it had a hole on one of the sleeves. And this is knit in like a variety of different yarns. It's mostly Rama finull in the yoke and the gray yarn here. And then the white is Sandnes Baby Lanette, which is a merino, a superwash merino. And then some of these yarns here. There is some Sandnes Tynn Alpaca. There are some sock yarns. Yeah. And I also omitted the bobbles from the sleeves. There was supposed to be bobbles around here as well. But I felt like the ones around the collar were enough. Yeah, I had a hole on the sleeve, and I decided to make a visible mending. So I used the red yarn from up here to fix this, and I kind of like it. It's more fun than if it had been gray or white. And the thing with these mendings, that sounds like the wrong word, is that they get quite bulky, and if it's supposed to not show, if you're trying to make it not show and it's really bulky, it just makes it worse than if you do it in a way that it's supposed to show, if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Then I did the same thing for my favorite socks. So I used this yarn here to mend a hole up here and a hole here. And only one of the socks had holes in it. And the other one, I actually used the same yarn for this. I don't know, but I mean, these are not like the prettiest socks to begin with. These are like just everyday, nice, warm, walk in the woods kind of socks, or work in the garden or whatever. And then the first star socks, these, as you can see, I haven't done anything with these. I had mended them before. See, when you use the same color, it just looks worse. These are a bit dirty too, but if you, take a look at this. Big hole here, and then this is like really thin under the sole. So this whole thing would have had to be unraveled. And then I feel like the heel is also losing integrity. I don't know if I put my hand there, maybe you can see it. Yeah, this is also getting thin. So then I would have to rip out everything up to here. And I don't have enough yarn to fix, because I mean, this cannot be used. Yeah, I don't have enough yarn to fix it. So I was thinking maybe to just cut it here and make like fingerless mitts or something like that. But that's as far as I came with that thought. So that has not been done. Then, for some strange reason, I lost some of these projects and I can't find them. And that was the crop sweater for winter. No idea where that went. Also, the Carpino has gone missing. Because that one I was really... I mean, both of those I was really intent on fixing. But now I can't find them anywhere. Yeah. Then the Gertrud. The cardigan. I only had like half a ball of that yarn left, so I realized that was not enough to make long sleeves on both sleeves, and I don't want one long sleeve and 1/3. So I abandoned that project. So, and I'm just gonna wear it as it is when I can. Then there was the Galdhöpiggen cardigan. And this is like happening all the time, that I can't find things. And this was the same thing. I was pretty sure that I had more Letlopi to fix the hole, the boob hole, but I can't find it anywhere. And with this one, I'm not sure I want a contrast in color like right on the boob. So I would like it for it to be the same color as the rest of the cardigan. But yeah, hopefully at some point I will find the yarn and be able to fix it. Then the pink Fizz, same thing there, can't find the yarn. And this is also a boob hole. So I would really like for it to be the same yarn that I used for knitting the sweater. But I mean, if I can't find them, I will have to try something else. And then the Vanilla Spice socks. I ripped them out because I realized that this yarn is 100% merino. There is no nylon or anything in it. So it wouldn't work as socks. It wasn't supposed to work as socks. I have used it as socks, but now I decided to just frog the sock. So I have done that, and the yarn has gone back into my stash, waiting to become something else. What else? Yes, I also had the So Faded sweater, and I was debating whether to rip it out or to mend the hole, the boob hole. And I decided in the end to rip it out. And this is the result. I have like a lot of balls of, this is the Moods of Color soft sock. Which is a superwash merino nylon, yes. So I am thinking to use this yarn to make socks whenever I feel like doing that again, because I have not been in the mood for socks for a long time. But I mean, spring is coming, and usually I start feeling a lot like socks when the weather gets warmer. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else. But what I will do now is that I will talk about the plans for next month and what I'm doing, or what I usually do, which I haven't done because I had the Fix Your Knits month. I haven't abandoned these other projects, but I will rather get to them when I feel like it, which, I mean, can be never. But I mean, at least I addressed it, and I think that at some point I will fix it. Because it was quite, I mean, the little holes you can fix pretty quickly. But yeah, when I plan my upcoming month, I usually put down a couple of UFOs to work on, a couple of whips, and then I let myself cast on a few new things. And then I also usually decide in advance what I really want to have finished during the month. And I have done that. So I have decided, the thing is, I went back to my Make 9 UFOs and looked at it, and I mean, I haven't touched those projects like, at all. And I looked at it and I was like, don't feel like that, don't feel like that. I mean, I really don't feel like knitting on these UFOs. That is the reason that they have become UFOs. So what I did was I used a random number generator to pick. It was from 1 to 10 and I only have 9 projects. But I mean, if it came up a 10, then I would just have to redo it. It didn't happen though. So, sorry. This generator decided that my UFOs for next month is going to be the socks, Gerrebacka, the Christmas socks, which is really good because now I have a lot of time to finish them before Christmas. And these socks are knit in the red yarn is Regia Winter Stars. The green yarn that I haven't even gotten to yet because they are toe-up socks and this is on the cuff. Is a Järbo Junior Raggi, and the white yarn is, I mean, this is some cheap yarn I don't remember where I bought, but yeah. And since these are toe-up socks, they have been lying around because I really don't like to knit toe-up socks, and I have no idea where I should start my heel. And in the past I have made toe-up socks that just didn't fit me because they were too small, tight, horrible, or I started the heel way too late so that the foot is super long, and yeah, all kinds of problems. But I'm really going to give this a go, and I've also decided to make this thing actually happen. I have decided that whenever I have a bigger chunk of time to sit down and knit, I will start by doing 15 minutes on a project that I really don't want to work on. And then I can go on to do something a bit more fun. So hopefully that will give me some progress on these projects. The other one is Boyland, which I have talked about a lot. This is a pattern from 52 Weeks of Socks. I'm sorry, my voice is a bit... I have been like this for a long time now. But yeah, it's a Kaitlin Hunter pattern. I am knitting these socks in Sandnes Sisu, yes, and Drops Fable, yeah. What I did here was, the pattern says to make a short row heel. I know that my foot is not shaped for a short row heel, but I went ahead and did it anyway, which meant the sock was too small. So I still started working on the second sock. So then I ripped back and I knit a heel flap instead. And then I forgot to make the little pattern before you go on to the toe. So when I noticed that I was supposed to have done that, I just did it anyway and knit a toe, and then the foot is too long. So I'm going to have to rip that out as well. So yeah, fun. Yeah, so that is the second project that I don't want to work on, but that I've set out to work on during March. The whips I'm working on are a lot more fun though. Well, at least some of them. So I have decided that I want to work on Kerr, that I showed you before. I really like this pattern. Super nice. And this yarn is rather thin. It's a sport weight, but it feels a bit more like a fingering weight actually. And the fabric is quite, I mean, it is a bit see-through, which I like because it makes the sweater not as warm, and spring is coming, so yeah. The other one I want to be working on this upcoming month is the porcelain sweater. So these two I will really enjoy. But then I have also decided that I will power through and work on my third whip, this spring sweater that I'm making for my daughter. So, and this has been something that I have been trying to do for a long time. So we'll see how it goes. And then I have been taking a look at my queue, my Ravelry queue, because I did queue a lot of things and I kind of really like everything on the queue. So I felt like I should be working on these projects or starting some projects from the queue. And then I have picked out the Luna. I actually just went to the queue and checked what is on top and then thought that I would start with that. And this one I have been talking about for a long time, and it is the Luna Tea. And the reason I'm looking down here is that I have the yarn that I'm going to use. Just a tiny ball of it. This is Stickwick something Gotland. I mean, I will put the name because I don't remember. And this is such a lovely pinkish beige color. And this is I think it's a merino Gotland blend, and it is super soft and nice. So there's no problem putting it next to your skin, even if you're sensitive, which I'm not. But yeah, so I've been talking about the Luna Tea forever, so I'm totally gonna start knitting on that next month. I also have the second one, because I gave myself permission to start 2 new projects. The second one is a 9 p.m. tank. Actually, I think I showed you the wrong yarn now, because this is actually the one I was thinking to use for the 9 p.m. tank. Yes. The Luna Tea is the Drops Baby Merino. It is also a beige. It's not as pink, but it's still a coolish beige. I don't think I have it here, but yeah. The 9 p.m. tank is also something I have been talking about for a long time, and it hasn't happened yet. The yarn is, yeah, like I told you. So this is, I mean, it is going to be too warm for summer, but you can wear it during spring with like a cardigan or a shirt on top. And I was actually planning for, I think this was either in my autumn plans or in my winter plans. So it was intended to be worn underneath something else. But both of these projects are something that I have been planning to do for quite some time, and it hasn't happened yet, and I think now is the time. And that was all I had for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. It sounds like I'm drunk. I haven't had my morning coffee. And I will see you in the next one. Have a nice one.